Hey, Joe Graber here. Um, I was asked to do a short video about keeping attendance in my Google Meets, and I will show you what I do. This is absent any other kind of Google Attendance software or app that they have. I use, and you can see on my screen, there's a check mark up here. That is the Google Meet attendance extension. If you go into Google and just type Google Meet attendance extension, you should come to this. There's a couple of different ones available. This is the one you want, Google Meet attendance. And you can tell because it has the check mark as the symbol. And there is, where's the video? Al is the guy's name who made it. Let me see. I think there's a video. This guy right here is this is the one that you want, is the one that this guy made. He's a teacher. So he has a video on here that tells how to use it and stuff. So not a big deal. Now, a couple of things. Once you download it, it's there. Here's what should happen. Okay. First of all, when I'm going to go into my Google Meet, here's my Google Meet link. I'm going to go into my Google Meet. When I get into my Google Meet, here, what I usually do is, okay, so when I join my Google Meet, this is the app right here. Okay. So the first thing I want to do, see, I have all of these old names in here from a previous meet. I want to get rid of all those. So I click on that little icon there that says clear the class field list. Okay. So I just click that and click OK. So it goes down to nothing. And as students come in, they'll automatically be added to that list. Now, the second thing I need to do, and this is vitally important, okay? I've never had this app or extension not work unless I didn't do this, okay? That is, I go over here to my three dots, I come up and I go change layout, and I change it to make sure it's tiled. And then because I know I'm going to have more than 16 students, I always go up to 49. And then it just maxes out how many students can be in the tile. The reason is this app or this extension pulls the names and the times from the tiles. Okay. So if you don't set that up so that everybody is in there in tiles, then it's not going to capture that. Now it continues to work when I do presentations. If somebody else is presenting, when they're using the chat functions, none of that seems to bother it, but I need to make sure everybody's in the tiles. So if I have it set for 16 tiles and I have 22 people in the meet, it's not going to pick up some people. Okay. So that's the only, and I had that happen to me early on where it didn't pick up a few people. And I went back and checked, and every single time I did not do that. Okay. So that's probably the number one important thing. When I close my meet, I don't have to do anything else. I don't put class lists and all that stuff into the extension. I've had teachers that have tried to do that. I don't bother with it. When I close the meet, it will download automatically a CSV file and an HTML file. Okay. I don't usually use the CSV files. I use the HTML file. Okay. When I go to reopen or when I rejoin a meet or when I start a new meet, this will pop up again. I just clear it out and start from scratch. Okay. Now, when I go to my downloads, so I'm going to go to downloads here. This is the files that I get, either Excel files from the CSVs or HTML files, which are opened in Chrome. Okay. So I'm going to show you one of the Chrome, what one of the Chrome files look like. So I opened this one here. This is what it looks like. So generally when I'm in school, I usually just go up here and I print this. So I can go up to the three dots and I print that out. Looks like that. I can change it to, normally I can keep everything on one page. Occasionally I can't. So it look like that. If you want to print it in color, print it in color. I don't usually print it in color because I don't really care. But the key thing is right here, background graphics. If you don't have that highlighted, then it's going to print like this. So you want background graphics highlighted. Okay. Now, what I do when I'm at home, just because it seems to be easier for me, is I take this and get it lined up and then I screenshot that. So if I take you to my screenshots down here towards the bottom, I'll have screenshots of these. And the reason I screenshot it is because now that's a picture file. And now that it's a picture file, I can just stick it in a Google Doc. And let me show you how I do that. I go in Google Docs and I have a folder that I call attendance. And so here is one day this week. And what I've done is I've kind of edited those pictures and cut them down to what I just really need. And then here's each of my days attendance for the whole entire week. And I turn it in, or not. This is one whole day. So I have 6 classes. So I turn this in with all 6 classes for that day. Listed on there, I put Graber attendance 12/3/2020 at the top. And then I end up with a set of these for each day. And I just turn those out. We at the high school, we turn those all in together at the end of the week. So those are kind of the keys on there. Again, number one, if when you start your meet, like I can go back to my meet, I'll join. I've got these here. I can delete these. So let's say I deleted those. So I'd end up with nothing. If you don't delete those, don't despair. What happens is it keeps all those names that were there before, but the times will be offset. You'll be able to tell who's who in which meet because your times will be like completely offset. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's pretty clear what's what. So it's not the end of the world if you forget to delete it, but it's a lot easier if you just clear it out. Every time I wait until I start a new meet, I clear it out. And then after the meet, it goes down here. But remember, every time you open a meet, this is the key. Every time you open the meet, you got to go to change layout. To me, it's just like automatic now. And I slide that bar all the way across. That's all I do. So every time I open a meet, I do that. So I make sure I capture every student. Ever since I started doing that, I've never once had a situation where a student is not accounted for in the meet. Okay. So, and I've heard teachers, I've talked to teachers who have said that they've had students that were not accounted for here and there, but in every case, when we've sort of talked it through and tried to track it down, in every case, it's come up to that one issue that that pulls them from the tiles. So again, this is absent. If we have something from Google that takes attendance, that would probably be a lot easier, I would hope. Otherwise, you can use that if you have any questions. Joe Graber, JoeGeraber at trschools.org, and I can try to help you with that. So have a good day.